Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel KGFL Creations. Today I am going to do a pattern review on the denim jacket that I just finished for my daughter. This is it. Let me just grab it for you guys to see it. This is the jacket, as you can see here, fully finished, front and back. So now let's talk a little bit about this jacket. This is the, have all the papers here. This is the Mimi G S8845, a denim jacket. It's a Mimi G design. This one here, I hope you can see it. I don't know if the light is too bright. If it's too bright, I'll put another picture in it. And this has the breast pockets, and it also has the welt pockets on the side here. So this one here. And the sleeve has an upper and a lower sleeve. It's like divided, so that was pretty interesting. It was the first time that I was doing something like that. So now let's talk about the sewing experience and the fit. Sewing experience, it was not an easy sew. It took me a while to do. It took me about, I would say, a week, same time that it took me to do the other one. My muslin, it took me to do this one. So it's not for a beginner, but it's doable. I would say an advanced beginner can do this with no problems. I only say that because of the the welt pockets right here. This took a while to do. You have to pay attention to what you're doing. And all of the top stitching, a lot of top stitching. It was just crazy with all the top stitching. So that is the only problem that I would say, that it takes a long time. It takes, you have to pay attention to what you're doing. That's the only reason I would say it's not for a beginner. The fit, this I made in the size extra large. This packet comes in sizes XS, which is the extra small, all the way up to the extra large. Hope you can see it. If not, I'll put better pictures. And I did the extra large in the muslin, but this one I had to do modifications. I made the shoulder a little bit smaller. I used the Nancy Zeman book for that, and that was helpful. I had to do that. And also here at the bottom, I had to make this portion here a little bit larger to fit my daughter's hips. And I took 1 inch from the length of the bodice here. So every single piece here, you see there's 1, 2, 3. Everything here I had to do a modification and take 1 inch out, because she is only, I would say, 5'4". I am 5'6", 5'7". I used to be 5'7", but yeah. So that's what I had to do with this one. So now let's talk about the fabrics and the notions that I used for this pattern. The pattern calls for denim, corduroy, chino, denim, sateen, twill. And but I used the denim. We purchased this denim, I would say, maybe about a year ago. I don't know how heavy this is. This is it's pretty thick to me. Maybe it's a 7 ounce or something. I don't know. We bought it from Joann's. So it calls for denim. And also it calls for 14 of the little buttons, the denim buttons. This little button right there. Calls for 14. I only used 12 of those because I purchased the packages from Amazon, and the little package comes with 12, which is, let me put away the jacket. Let me just hang it here. This little package comes with 12 little buttons. So if I use 14, next go around, I would only have 10. So I decided to do the only use 12, because down here in the back, it calls for 2 here and 2 here. Because of that little flap thing, it's just decorative. Then you can make it a little bit smaller. I'm not gonna use that, so I just omitted that. So that was the 12 buttons that I used. I think this is a 5'8" buttons, yes. the little denim buttons. Pretty cute. It comes with a little screwdriver, and you put it on, you make the hole, you put it on, and you screw it from the back, which was very interesting. I thought I had to hammer something, and I told my husband that I had to do something, but no, it just with this little thing here. So that was pretty good. Now let's talk about the pattern instructions. It was okay, but I don't think I would have been able to make it all the way through if I did not watch the video, the YouTube video by Mimi G's husband, Norris. I watched that video the first time when I made the muslin. I watched it, I don't know how many times while I was doing that, the welt pocket. And this time again, I had to watch it again so I can just go through it. I did read a little bit more this time, the actual instructions, because it was easier for me because I had watched the video and I did one. But the video was much, much better. If anybody wants to do this, I would suggest watch that video. Much, much better. Easier to understand everything. He goes through everything through the video. My only little problem is that the fabric that he used, it was pretty much the same front and back, so you couldn't figure it out what was the right side and the wrong side. So that was my only little problem, you know, with the pocket, with the welt pocket. But other than that, the video was the best. So if you want to do it, watch that video. Now let's talk about sewing difficulty level. Like I said in the beginning, I don't think this is for a beginner. I think this is for an advanced beginner because of the welt pockets. The top pocket here wasn't that difficult to do. So it was just a lot of the top stitching that you had to go through. But that welt pocket, it is intense. Let's put it that way. Now let's talk about the construction and the finishing. This pattern has 20 pieces. Hope you can see it here. 20 pattern pieces, and it is a lot. The only one that I did not cut out of fabric was pattern piece number 20, which is the buttonhole guide. That's it. 19 pieces you had to cut out of fabric. So that is a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. But it has the little pieces here at the side. It has the flap for the pocket up top. It has the welt pocket. It has the inside, the bag. It has a lot. The sleeve has 2 pieces, and then the wrist. It's a lot. It's a lot of pieces, but it was fine as long as you pay attention to what you're doing. There's no problem there. Time to complete. It took me about 1 week, 1 whole weekend, sewing Saturday and Sunday, and sewing pretty much 5 days during the week at night. Every day at night, I would come in here and do it so I can just do the whole thing. I did not go too crazy fast. I'm not a fast sewer at all. I did take my time doing this because I wanted to do the top stitching very, very nice. I did not want to rush at all, so I was going little by little, little by little, little by little. So that was something that I had to do. Now let's talk a little bit of pattern variations. There's no pattern variations to this. This is just a plain denim jacket. It is unisex, so that is pretty good. The only thing I did differently was on the inside, I did the pocket. Just grab it here so you guys can see it. I put the different fabric on the inside, and also in here on the inside it was the same. The pocket bag, I think that's what they call it, I did with the little different fabric. That's the only different thing I did. And here up top I used the same little fabric. This is the little hook if you want to hook it somewhere. That's the only different thing I did because I did not want to do the whole thing with this denim because this denim is pretty heavy. Now let's talk about pros and cons of this pattern. Pro pro that I see. This is a unisex pattern, as you can see here in the cover. Mimi G has the white jacket and her husband has the denim jacket. So this is unisex, so you can sew for anybody, your family, your husband, if you have a son, you can do. It comes from extra small all the way to extra large, so this is pretty size inclusive. The cons, the only thing that I felt is that the sleeve was a bit big for me. Maybe it could be because men, they have, the arm could be a little bit larger, I think, so it was a bit roomier in the sleeves. That's the only little portion. And also here in the hips, as you can see on her, I don't know if you can see it, she has it open right there, but it did not, it barely fit my hips with the, I did the extra large when I made my muslin, it barely fit my hips. And so for my daughter I had to change a little bit. But if you're doing a jacket, you should be able to close the jacket. That's my thinking of it. So you have to make it fit to your body. So I felt that down here, because it's kind of like straight up and down, it did not fit very well. It does not, because it's unisex. It doesn't have the like that. So that's my only con for this pattern. But other than that, it was pretty good. The denim that I used was pretty heavy. My poor machine had to work hard. But other than that, it was a great pattern. So now I'm gonna put, actually I'm gonna put on the jacket so you guys can see it, because I've been talking about this jacket so much and you haven't seen it on me yet. It is going to be a little bit bigger on me in the hips because, you know, I made it for my daughter. This is not for me, but you can see it. I kind of folded it here one side. I put fray check in all of the buttonholes, so they're pretty stiff right now because I put a lot of it. And so I will just roll this up. As you can see here, I did use my variegated serger thread on this, and it fits really, really well. I'm not gonna button this whole thing because it's pretty warm here today. It is, I think, 83 degrees, 84 degrees, so it's pretty warm. But as you can see, it looks really, really well. And it's very roomy. I can move around. I don't know if I look weird just doing this, but it's very roomy. And as you can see here, it is not as much as I wanted to right here. It just goes down a little bit right there, but it's fine because this is a denim jacket. We need to be able to move around. And this, I mean, she will definitely be able to close it here. I'm not going to. I think I might have to open these buttonholes a little bit because they're kind of very stiff right now. And you can see here, I do have the little contrasting in the little pocket here. And on the inside, the little contrast right there. And I did put a label right there, the little label. It's right here. I didn't want to put it in the back. I wanted it to be somewhere different, so that's where the little label ended up in the little pocket. So this is the jacket. Really, really, really good. I really like it. I will insert more pictures for you guys to see. I'll take some pictures outside and you guys can see that stuff with something else, with maybe a dress or something. I put this white shirt so you guys can see it well. Contrast against the denim jacket. But I really, really like it. All right, now my final thoughts on this pattern, the Mimi G, the Simplicity S8845. It is a very, I think it's well drafted. I had no problem with it. All the notches and the markings, everything matched. I am happy that I made it for my daughter. And I would say, pay attention if you make this, pay attention to the sleeves. I feel that the sleeves are a little bit longer. Again, this is a unisex, maybe that's why It's long because men usually have longer limbs than ladies. And pay attention to the hip measurements so you can make it and that it will fit your hips. So yeah, and I do love the end result. And my daughter will like it too. It's pretty. I feel that it's heavy, so she can wear it here in Florida, in South Florida. This should be enough for the winter time. Whenever it get a little bit colder here, which it doesn't get too cold here, but it does get a little bit colder. So this will be just enough for her to go to work, put a little dress under, and she'll be good to go. And I do have it with my, I'm wearing shorts, Bermudas actually, because it's warm in here today. Have you guys ever sewn a denim jacket? If you did, put your comments down below. I do hope I have inspired you to make a denim jacket. Again, it is really, really cute. And I had a lot of fun doing this. So thank you guys. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.